gateway to East Africa.
I don't think you are going to be happy or enjoy life if you are really trying to be someone, portraying someone like you're not that person.
One of the greatest fears on social media tends to be being cancelled.
Digital identity or social media platforms, it's a kind of a wall.
People take advantage of what's trending.
But there's a way that he makes sure he doesn't really pick a side.
Who are you posting that for?
Fake accounts, there are like 8. Okay.
8. I want post again. You see?
For today.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We'll start by introducing ourselves. I'll start by myself again. My name is Ohisa Jovan King, and I am a mass communication and journalism student at East African University. And a few things I'm passionate about would be creative writing, to be specific, poetry. Also do try to write short stories and movie scripts. But yeah, so
Nice.
we
The
will.
way you narrate.
Thank you.
It's giving.
Thank you. So let's
Yeah, sure.
so let's start by introducing ourselves. Let's go at random. Whoever is ready, go ahead and introduce yourself.
He looks more ready.
I see
You can go
many
first.
eyes are pointing to me. Yeah, let's start by me. So, my name is David Nyonchuti. I work as Chief Operation Officer and Software Engineer at Next Ventures, where we help startups digitalize their solutions. And also, I'm passionate about learning and personal development. And through this passion, I was able to coordinate a learning and development community, so where we engage in peer learning and learn soft skills that are not attainable academically for both students, professionals, and entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now it feels hard to speak after him. After all that presentation. Anyway, thank you very much. My name is Briseline Ongunda. Professionally, I work as an account manager at Computech Limited. However, I'm very passionate about traveling, about writing, specifically novels. I haven't published yet. I'm planning on that one. But yeah, that's pretty much. Thank you.
Hey everyone. I'm called Livin Nsanzumuhil, known as Livin Rwanda, and I forgot I am a student who is going to finish my studies in mass communication and journalism. I study with Giovanni, and I work as an educator. I work as a media relation officer. I'm a journalist. So that's like that. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Tsatsi Rujeje. Among many creative things, I'm a content creator, and some people may know me from my TikTok series, Sober Friendly Spaces in Kigali. And I'm excited to discuss the topic with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ines Rutelisire Umlergwa. I'm a business development manager at Igihe. I'm part of the marketing team. I deal with clients. Basically, all my day is about clients. Yeah, developing marketing strategies, communication strategies, all of those kind of things. However, I don't know what I'm passionate about at the moment,
That's a
but
privilege.
but but I do write poems. I have a small account where I put all my poems. I also do write. I started writing a novel. I stopped in the middle. But yeah, I'm still procrastinating about it. And I do, yeah, part of my day just depends on TikTok. That's where I know her from. So yeah, I just scroll on TikTok. I'm not a content creator, you guys.
A
But yeah, thank
content
you.
consumer, you are very important.
Thank
This
you.
world needs you.
So you. Thank you.
Content creator and content consumers. Very interesting. Actually, my name is Olivier Byiringiro. Currently, I'm undergraduate student of university, the UNILAC, about BIT or Information System Management. Beyond of that, I work as founder of travel tech is called Seruka, where we help people who want to discover adventure. We simplified things where the normally when you want to go somewhere, you go to the office, to the travel offices, then you ask them the information about where you want to heading, and they guide you. They give you a ticket, they give you a hotel list, you select. So for us, we combine the travel and the IT. So we made a Seruka platform where you can get those informations where you are sitting home, where you are in a bed sleeping, just only to use your smartphones. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot. I almost forgot. So I'm starting my names from ascending to descending order. My name is Munezer Sanganwa Regine, and obviously my fake name is not fake though. Minyon Sanganwa for the platforms or handles. And I'm a photographer, professional one, please. And if you would like me to participate in your Seruka and everything, I'm here. You can just get me. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm glad to be here with you guys. Thank you.
From where I was born, I didn't get the chance to have more than 2 names. Yeah, so like there's no descending or ascending order. My name is Clever Rusalo. I'm a communications and marketing consultant running a marketing agency called 250 Brands. And then I'm glad to be here with the big fish in the room. Yeah, the content creators, consumers. I'm somewhere in the middle.
No pressure.
No pressure. Yeah. So we're waiting for you.
Sure. This show is supposed to be unmoderated, but since you guys have made me the host, I accept it. So basically, we have most of us we have studied things that are connected to media, or we are doing jobs that connect us to the media or the internet. When we talk about digital identity, what do you guys like think of when somebody talks about digital identity? To me, honestly, I wouldn't push it towards her because she's like the super active content creator in the sector. Yeah, him too.
Her as well.
Well,
is.
she is, but she doesn't put her face there. Yeah.
That's still identity. That's the topic.
But then, how would you define digital identity? And how do you think you are like limited from expressing yourself based on the experiences that we have seen or we have had when we try to be bold or raw in the digital world. Let's first start by defining digital identity. Anyone can try.
Yeah,
You can
sure.
try.
You're right.
You want to?
Yeah, so in my opinion, I think digital identity is your online visibility of yourself via different platforms. Either we can say social, and there is also educational platforms where you identify yourself, and this can be diverse because you may have different identities online. So sometimes you may identify yourself professionally, for example, in these professional social platforms like LinkedIn. So you have a given identity that you present yourself to others, and on the social, or maybe you want to be approachable, so you may have a different identity so that people, because what you want to get from them is how you identify yourself, so that you attract your audience. I can say. Yeah.
You say you do marketing, right? Was it you or was it
No.
someone said marketing?
Yeah, we have.
It's her, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it's something she would have said. Anybody else want to try?
Trying?
Yeah.
So to me, digital identity is a representation of someone or of a brand. Could be a personal brand or a commercial brand through digital platforms. It's like the identity someone carries, or like a character that represents who you are through digital lens. That's how I'll define it.
I feel like Gina wants to say something.
Of course, yeah, sure.
She also has
Here, the
something to say.
mic.
Give it a shot.
Hey, Gina, come on. Digital, that's obviously online.
Yeah.
And identity, it's your personal, how you portray yourself or your values. You yourself, that's your identity. The way you want to show up on stage, or the way you want people to know you, that's your identity. So that's how, in my opinion, for God's sake. So I'm not generalizing. Digital identity, I would just define it as the way we portray ourselves online, or the way we just give our personal details online, kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Am I allowed to speak, or am I still
Sure,
banned?
go ahead.
Clever, I liked what you were saying about a character, because my background is acting. So in like creating the Sober Friendly Spaces series, I sort of unintentionally created a character out of myself that I presented to people, that worked with maybe the wellness, nurturing spirit of the brand, which has its pros and cons, because there wasn't like sort of a social agreement that I was playing a character and that I wasn't me. So even when I encountered people in real life, that is all what they expected, but that is also all they accepted from me. And I think that's where the friction between your actual identity and your digital identity can come in.
Sure.
Okay. Adding on that, what she said about being the same person when she meets her fans and when she produces her content online. To me, I see digital identity as a performance. It could be being yourself, with risking that you'll be maybe too bold and end up getting, we're going to look at being like the culture of canceling people. Or you could be a little bit fake, but still being aware of what you say. Because these days, I feel like there's a lot of sensitive topics that we like someone who's doing mass communication and journalism, I'm being trained every day to always be authentic and be true and transparent, right? But with a lot of with the number of sensitive topics that people try to avoid online, I feel like in the next years it's going to be really hard. So if I'm if I'm going to be myself on the media by saying my truth, I might maybe hit some culture nerves and leading to canceling. Obviously, I'll get cancelled. Maybe I'll say something about a certain group of people. These days, people hate body shaming. People have thousands of genders that you can't say someone is that. Yet they identify as something else. Yeah. So she said being authentic, yourself online and also on the outside. But I feel like people can be both. You can be your you can be something that is in the middle. Like you can be objective with the kind of the way you mirror yourself on the media. Because if like I said earlier, if you go ahead and just go out there and like, let me give an example. Social media people. How many of you know Dylan? Dylan, he gives news on TikTok. Like he has over like I think millions of followers or something. So Dylan gives news. He's basically a journalist. I watch his news content, right? But there's a way that he makes sure he doesn't really pick a side. Most recently this year, something happened in Kenya during the strike. Somebody got shot. He flew to Kenya to report the incident, but then he did not post that video while he was still in Kenya. He first left Kenya before he posted it because of the sensitivity. It was something big. He felt like maybe he was going to be attacked by maybe Kenyans or even the Kenyan government because of talking about things that is not a Kenyan national, so it's really not allowed. So that comes to being true. He was being himself, as being a journalist, right? But why do you think we have to be scared to?
Sorry, can I say something? You said about Dylan being like not taking a side, or even not like putting it in the same frame as being true. I don't take it as true because journalists, that's what we've been taught in school. You don't pick sides, and to me, I don't take it as being a true person. So when they are online, I take it as lacking identity because they don't have any side that they stand on. For example, if I want to go on social media, let's say I'm starting up pages and I want to be portrayed as a feminist, I'll create that identity from the scratch, like build it up. Journalists, they just like go there for the sake of informing. So they lack identity because they feel like if I say this, yeah, I think, yes, if I tap on this topic, I'm going to be cancelled. If I go against it, I'm also going to be cancelled. So they somehow cancel out their identity. So I think, to me, I think digital identity or social media platforms, it's a kind of a wall or a box that allows us to be that thing that you cannot be outside. So I cannot voice out, like, okay, maybe there are some people that cannot voice out and like stand up and say, I'm a feminist, I stand against this. But on social media, I can go there, create a fake page, and then start spamming people with my thoughts, like, man, this, man, that, But because now I know, like, if you come to my inbox, you're not gonna do anything to me. You're not gonna beat me up. It just talks, it just banter. But I think like it's like the social media platforms, it's a box that, like, it's a wall or something that gives us that opportunity to be something you've never thought of being outside. So if we go to the side of journalists, I don't think they have that kind of
freedom to like be fake or something else.
Yes, I would
Sure,
love to.
sure.
Yes, yes. I would love to say something. One on journalism, and then again on digital identity. I would say that being a journalist alone is an identity that one can carry and portray through digital platforms, because yes, we know from schools they say you have to be neutral, journalism without fear or favor. And I think I believe you can carry that through your digital platforms. I can report and try my level best to be neutral. And if I can manage that, and my followers, people who follow the news content I put out, if they can see that balance in the content I share, I think that will be an identity. Because from the news content that we always consume, there is a time that you can see some journalists taking a side, and then we can have that as their identity. We know some people say Fox News sides with this party, maybe during like in the periods of election. There is a way you would see a reporter always showing up with one side of a story. I think they are still journalists, but there's a way we do attach a certain we label them either propagandists sometimes. So I would say to that, with that, I would say a journalist can have an identity like everyone, but I think it's up to us to know whether we intentionally portray that identity, or it will always be there, whether you want it or not. As long as you are using that platform, as you said, like the way you put it, it's like it's a medium through which we can create more than what we can in real life. Because you can create like five distinctive personalities. You can be a feminist, and then you can create another. You talked about another fake account, and then now you be someone who attacks feminists however you want. So I would say all we need is to be intentional, because if you don't be intentional, you will still carry an identity, maybe of which you're not aware of. So the best thing is to be intentional and again objective. I will emphasize the point of being objective, because I can't be myself. I can't be myself always, because I may wake up feeling like less motivated and my voice is this low. And if I be myself and I go on social media and like, hi, if you want to market your business, I can help you,
Yeah,
that's me. But in that moment,
weird.
that's me. But then again, there is this character that I've built that gives energy. If like being warm is what I've chosen, I'll be objective and try my best. Like if I don't feel well to be the person I want to be online, I'll skip today until I feel like I'm in full identity that I want to portray out. Yeah. So
from there you'll be fearing to be cancelled or something else.
feeling to lose.
To lose.
Yeah. I may not be, but I can also be cancelled, not by anyone, but by my client.
So me, I want to talk about for the many people who don't use the digital platforms for business. As you know, nowadays everyone has a social media account. Not only for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, or whatever. The many people use it for, let me say, is it for fun?
Even
Is it for information?
even as he said, the journalist.
Yes. Me, I'm saying for the many people who use it without, let me say, purpose. There is some people I see who post things in randomly. Today you see he posts he's in Paris. Tomorrow he posts he is just like to update people. What do you think for the
Maybe that's their purpose. I think
That is their purpose.
No, that is a
Is to
that is an
complicate
identity.
people.
No,
No.
maybe they want to inform their friends that have been to Paris.
Yeah, that they're traveling or something.
Yeah, they're
They enjoy
traveling.
traveling.
You can tell me what do you want me
Now I'm
to
feeling
bring for
attacked.
you?
I want post again. You see?
For today,
I'm not posting again.
for today he's posting he's traveling. For tomorrow, he's posting like he's home, bored. Yeah.
That's an
You
identity.
see, we are trying to influence people there.
So, like, for example, okay, I'm going to
Love
give it,
free.
I hope I don't touch, like, I don't offend anyone, but let's take an example on those girls that I don't want to call them that.
Okay.
But anyways, let's take an example on those girls that flies out, always like they're always flying out, like I'm in Paris, I went to Dubai and everything. Now, like, she's flying out, she's in a bikini, she's posting about bikinis and everything. Next day, it's a verse. And then you're wondering, like, okay, please pick a side. Are you going to be, I know it's not bad, but then I take it as a lack of identity. Like,
Is
today
it? How-
you're posting about, okay. Today you're posting about, please don't cancel me out, but you're posting about your whole body, you're posting about your booty and everything. Next thing is a verse. I'm like,
Yeah, verse.
pick a side. Do you want to be a...
For yeah, for
This lack of an identity, to me, I feel like you don't really know what you want to be on social media.
yeah, for me.
She's marketing herself. Maybe she's doing business.
So what is to market yourself when you are showing us, for instance, let's say locally in Rwanda, today you went to Boho with your boyfriend or with your friends, and tomorrow you are posting I'm broke. So what are you showing us? Is it your identity?
If you put 5 slides out there, the first one is maybe the bath stuff, okay? The second slide maybe is about the shoes, and the third one is about the verse, and in the background I have a music blindfold for Chris Brown, okay? And maybe the 5th slide is about your friends, maybe in the boat or whatever, and maybe the 6th you are broke. It's about the whatever, you're just talking about being broke and everything. So according to what you just posted, me, I will get what I want. He will analyze what he wants. She will get what she wants to. Everybody will just have the opinion. You wanted us to check what you got. So you wanted us to be informed about your living or how you've been doing it, or how you've been looking at, or what songs you've been lately obsessed with. We're not gonna care a lot about what you just put out there every time. I don't even care about your identity that a lot. I'll be just, I want to scroll. She scrolls a lot. I wonder what identities you just,
I've heard like 2 opposite words flying around a lot, which are fakeness and authenticity. And the thing is, from my small experience, is that what you may perceive as fakeness may just be someone showing you one aspect of that authentic personality that aligns with that brand. Because we've talked about the importance of brand building, right? And as much as people say you need to be authentic, you need to show who you are, humans are very dynamic. We're multidimensional, right? So the same girl who's being flued out and posing in bikinis could also genuinely have a strong spiritual connection to God. But when you try to be authentic and you try to show both aspects of yourself, people want to put you in a box, And so that's where people can sort of, that's how you can get backlash or even just start seeing a decline in support. So, those aspects are really important to consider.
Let me say something. You look after, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. So you provide this example of someone who have like a digital account where they have some kind of unstructured content where today they post things that are randomly. So me sometimes I take it as a journey that a person go through. So they may start off with something that is randomly posted. So today they may be having the content of traveling. Tomorrow they have the like letting some products, and then again they change the theme of their content. So this is like a when you I can say like I'm not a content creator, but sometimes I manage some of the online platforms accounts of the business. So we can start off like posting things that are randomly, but later when the business find their objective, their vision, and then they go through different journey and changes, and then they find another vision and goal. So and then they change what they had in their social accounts to portray what they are envisioning. So sometimes you may start off with something that is unstructured, but as you go on, as you see the trendings, as you see the feedback of the audience that you want you want them to consume your content, so you may change. So because everyone goes through journey, nothing start off in the same way. Even like the well-known brands, they may start off with something that is different. For example, like Microsoft. So for now, you may say like Microsoft with no Office, Word, Excel, but they didn't start off with that. So they start off with
Start small.
Yeah, they started with operating system, for example, like the MC-DOS. So they start off like that. So they were portraying themselves like a brand that produce that kind of product. But as they go on, they see the changes, so they adapt to the different things, and then they change what they are portraying. So for now, you may say Microsoft, and then you hear a different Microsoft. But when you go back in time in the 2000s, you may hear different different identity of them. Yeah. So I think I take it as a journey that someone go through, and giving to how you are having a fear of being cancelled. So sometimes this happens when we usually portray ourselves according to the trendings, right?
Yeah.
Even like the fashion style. So it is something that is present. You can't wear something that is outdated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you go through it, and then you want to portray as yourself with someone who is wearing something that is outdated, so you may fear the opinions of how people will think of you and perceive of you. So you change, right? So sometimes it happens like I take it as peer pressure. So we usually adapt some things outside, not within ourselves. And then as we go, we continue to adapt characters outside, and then we find them inside ourselves, and they provide our own identity when we took it out randomly, and then we find ourselves having that character that we took outside. So that's how I take it.
For what you started from, you said you have to have a specific, I think you said specific title you can concern with. If you are content creator, you can
A theme.
you can join, you can post things like in education, you post things in marketing differently. For me I'm both. For the first time I joined the social media platforms in secondary schools, I created accounts, fake accounts. There are like 8. Okay.
You have JD.
Yeah.
Yes, in different
version.
But after school, I found that it's not clear, because what I posted, all what I was posting in that time, sometimes was not good, was not related to the vision of of maybe the country or of anything I saw that can distract anyone. I thought when they know me, they know Leo me, who I am, what will I explain? How I will explain what I posted. So for this, I am a journalist. I have a talk show on Radio Rwanda. Is related to the students. It's about education. And my posts on WhatsApp is somehow always related to education. But on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter X, they know me as a showbiz journalist. So those are the two different identities. They are
You used to have 8.
Yeah.
Those showbiz,
Yes.
Instagram. Yes, we have receipts. So there is showbiz. There is the student, a teacher.
Education content
So education content goes on
on radio.
radio and WhatsApp.
Yes,
Oh, it's the same content.
it's the same content on WhatsApp and on radio.
Oh, they are
But
two then.
other platforms is only news about showbiz and advertising.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
How about in real life?
In my
Offline.
real life,
Offline. Reality.
I'm both. All of them are both
Educate and
because
entertainer.
all of them I do it. But but I choose to separate them, but I do all of them. In the secondary, I did education, teaching, yeah. But in university, I did the mass communication and journalism. So I differentiate education contents to be on radio platforms and my WhatsApp only. Then other platforms I do for mass communication and journalism. So that's my two identity. But and even the name I use, I said I'm called Livine Sanzumuhire. That my names I use while I'm on radio. But on those platforms I use Livine Rwanda. So, but are not different, are not too much different, but they are somehow separated. So it means, as he said, some content creators or the social media users, they may pick or they may choose what they have to do. In last day, we hosted a content creator called Musinga. Everything he posts on Instagram is related to education, the life of students at the schools. So that is his content. There is no other content he can do. That's why we invited him to join us to share how he works, and because he knows everything about the students, he can share. Because that talk show, it's about we give vibes, we give show to the students who are in holidays. Yeah, in that talk show is taking place in holidays to occupy those students, those children who are in holidays, so it helps them.
What if your child's first step into school was their very first step into the future? At Akons International School, every classroom is a launchpad. Every child uniquely known. Every lesson a spark of discovery. Our world-class facilities, including the guided reading program, don't just build skills, they build confidence. From sports to science, from music to languages, your child is never boxed in. Clean spaces, happy faces, global minds rooted in care. Because at Akons International School, wellness discipline, and joy go hand in hand. We offer Cambridge International program from early years to A levels. Choosing a school isn't just an academic decision. It's a decision about trust, care, and possibility. Imagine more for your child. Choose us today, because at Acorns International School, we inspire and empower. Welcome to Acorns International School, Kigali.
So you think it's not a good idea to show you truly who you are on social media always?
In creating a digital identity, it is very important to come with a strong sense of self and a commitment to your authenticity.
So people take advantage of what's trending, and it usually happens when you are famous. If a person doesn't know you, your account have 1 follower. No one is going to notice you.
That's where even depression comes from.
As a person, you need first to be true and clear to yourself, first of all.
Okay, you've talked about basically having a niche, right? Like a specific theme that your account follows. Now coming back to the posting one thing, you in a bikini somewhere and then a Bible verse later. That I think it all depends on the people consuming your content. Some people understand their audience, right? So for someone like that, you might find that the audience they have, they don't really come to their pages to for some important opportunity to get maybe important information from them. They just come there for entertainment, right? So if they post a picture in their bikini, it's entertaining to some people. They know their audience, they know why they do it. Maybe the first time they posted it, they went from 100 followers to 500 or 1000. You get? So they know that if they post that, people will view. If they post the Bible verse, people will also view. But more on the Bible verses, these days, young people, let me say that Gen Z, we have different ways of viewing religion, like 1,000 different ways. So someone might find that somebody who behaves like that and then have a spiritual relationship with God is kind of inspiring to them. You get? So they feel like you can be this, you can be a Muslim, but then post such pictures and then talk about Allah the next minute. And they feel like, yeah, that's like a role model. So I think it all depends on like the your audience target and what they like to say.
Yeah, for what he's saying, I want to I'm sorry for keep questioning you, but I'm not attacking anyone. Just I want to hear what you think about the digital identity. For now, I want to speak for what he's saying, but just like a question, maybe you're gonna, I want to hear what you think about it. I will start by using an example. There is a person like who has a business or he is in a good position, like the manager of one of the Bank of Kigali or one of the big business in this Kigali or in the world. And he is, of course, after work, he have left to live. What I was saying, maybe he will go for travel, for vacation. He went to Dubai, or he went in Maldives. He went anywhere he needed to be with a bikini. And he did, or she did. She did with a bikini. She took her pictures for memories. And you remember, he is a big brand for name. So what do you think if he has a personal account and there is a platform he uses at work? So what do you think, how is the impact if we put the pictures when he is in a bikini, the life he's living? Do you think it's good idea to show what you are doing when you are handling people, for instance? What do you think about it? I think you got my question.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Sure.
Okay, so again, it totally depends on what job. If you have someone maybe managing an artist, not a gospel artist, and you post such pictures, people might not actually take it serious. They'll be like, you work with such people all the time. Maybe every time you're on set, you're seeing models doing exactly what you're doing. So it might not affect. But then, if you're working for something that is professional, let's say you're an ambassador of your country, and then you have this account where you post diplomatic stuff, like you was talking about countries this, countries that, and then you have another one where you post such pictures, it will definitely destroy your public image, because people will be like, how can we, first of all, to post something like that in like the traditional society, it is disrespectful to yourself, especially to the women, right?
Yes.
So if you are exposing yourself in that manner and then you're representing your country, they might actually just remove you and put another person who's willing to dress 24/7 the way you're dressed, because that's more like respectful and professional.
Yeah.
It is by
So you
depends.
think it's not a good idea to show you truly who you are on social media always?
Sometimes you don't have
It's
to.
not good.
I think it depends on the idea that you chose for yourself on social media, which also brings me to a question I had that's running at the back of my mind. I was thinking, if you create yourself an identity on social media, on a digital platform, and it happens that there are some topics you want to participate in on, let's say, let me give an example of X. For example, for me on X, I'm just there, just to watch. No post. I usually post sometimes, but it's things that I just post things that relates to my work, that relates to being a Rwandan and everything.
You are just there.
Yeah, I'm just there. So yeah, my question is, do you think sometimes that the identities that we've portrayed ourselves on social media push us to be pressured? Let's say, for example, like if I'm on X and then people are talking about feminism, and I've pushed myself from anything that, I'm sorry, I'm bringing up feminism a lot, but yeah, I'm a feminist, but I don't, yeah. I know I know. No, actually feminism has been curated the wrong way these days. So I'm saying, like, for example, there are topics that are talking about feminism and I really agree with them. But because of that identity I've created for myself, I've pushed myself from it. I don't want to be like pushed, like I don't want to be associated with that. I don't want to have people know that I agree with those opinions and everything. And like, do you think it pressures us? Like, which brings me to that topic. Do you think it pressures us due to the identity you've created for yourself? Do you think they pressures us not to give out opinions for the fear of being cancelled, for the fear of being named names or anything?
Can I go again?
Sure.
I'm going to use I think is going to be a common example. How many of you have watched Game of Thrones?
All of us.
Have you guys
Game of what?
Game of Thrones?
Anyone who ain't
The
watch
series
it?
Game
No.
of Thrones. No.
Oh,
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay, I think
only politics.
Game of Thrones is fully politics. So like I think these two can back me up.
Yeah.
The boy who acted, I think is Joffrey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Joffrey.
running one or the sleepy one.
So
You said you watch only politics. Oh, okay.
okay, so basically he had to stop acting because of how good he was at performing his character in the series. People hated him in real life because of that. So I feel like your identity online, if you become too famous after showing people an identity that is positive and then you do something negative, it will affect you. Like it will somehow maybe even destroy your life and your career online. So it does follow us in our lives.
Can I speak on that?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, because the greatest fear, or one of the greatest fears on social media, tends to be being cancelled, like on the platform, on your page, having people come after you. But I experienced something similar in real life, which actually affected me far worse. Because here and there I have gotten like a few mean comments about sobriety being boring and people being sick of my content and things like that. And a few inappropriate stitches here and there, but those didn't really bother me. So I started with sober-friendly spaces in Kigali, and then I created a community called the Sober-Friendly Circle. And within that community, I had an incident where someone came, but it was clear that they came for the wrong reasons. And so as politely as I could, I asked them to leave, you know. I drew that boundary. Now, when you go from creating this nurturing, healing, welcoming, wellness sort of brand, people feel entitled to you, and they feel entitled to your space and your safe space, and they don't realize that they also have a responsibility to uphold that same type of vibe. So what he went on to do is he slandered me and the place that I was facilitating the community among the community. And I mean, it was hurtful, of course, but I think more so it was hurtful because I feel like not that I blamed myself for it, but I feel like because some of the words he used to slander me spoke to some of the aspects of myself that I had put in the forefront. When he really didn't know the rest of the story. He really didn't know the rest of who I was. And so I feel like, as betrayed as I felt by that incident, I felt like I betrayed myself more. You know, I betrayed my own authenticity by not showing the full range of who I am and sort of allowing that type of thing to seep in, you know. And so I think and again with this whole canceling sort of fear, you know, you have the canceling in real life like I'm talking about, or you can even just have lack of support or dwindling of support, like you were saying about losing a client because you're low energy that day. You know, I feel like cancel culture has a lot to do with entitlement to these personalities, these absolute strangers that we see online. that we create a certain image of in our heads, and we insist that they uphold. And if they show us any type of humanity, any type of flaw, or just something different, we crucify them, you know? And I think just remembering that we are all human beings, we all make mistakes, or we are all multifaceted, can really help. Because, I mean, you're talking about a diplomat going to the beach. Are diplomats not allowed to go to the beach? Are diplomats not allowed to wear bikinis?
They are, but
You
like,
know what I mean? And
how
also
would you show it?
remember that the idea in your head of professionalism is one that was constructed by society. It is not a real thing, and it's not objective. How I'm dressed right now may be looked at as decent or even conservative in some societies, but it's entirely inappropriate if I'm like in Qatar, or I'm somewhere in the Middle East where I should be I should be fully covered, you know, fully dressed. So it's all perspective also. And all of these standards that we are holding strangers on the internet to may not even exist in that society. We are projecting onto them. So I just think those things are very important to remember in terms of judging other people online.
Yes, if I may talk something about that. First of all, sorry about that experience. But there's this thing that I've been wanting to say regarding a diplomat, maybe a diplomat going to the beach, or a slay queen posting a Bible verse. I would say this has to go with the audience. Who are you posting that for? And then this brings me back to identity itself, before it being digital, as you said. The way you dress, might be regarded decent in Rwanda, but indecent in some other places. So we have people like in Jamaica, like you could be a high-profile government official with dreadlocks, something that might be labeled in a different way negatively in some other places. So I would say all we have to do is to try as much as we can to be intentional on the characters, on the identities that we are developing, knowing that every choice could have consequences. Yes, because if I try to portray myself in a certain way, there are going to be attackers, because we don't all we carry different opinions. We live in a diverse world. Everyone has their own way, their own perspective. So it's up to me to choose. And I know that if I present myself in this way, there could be someone with a different opinion. And then once they show up, I might react in this way to protect myself. Or you can even choose to go face them or heads, and then you fight with them if that's your choice. So I would say there's no safe there's no zero risk identity. All we have to do is to know why we are doing that, so that just in case consequences, in case we face the consequences, we can be able to bear them. So I would definitely say we need to really understand ourselves. By that, at least you're not going to be surprised when someone attacks you, unless your brand or your identity is too boring to comment about, because sometimes no one wants to talk about something that no one else will care. So you're there, no one will talk about you. And sometimes safe is not beneficial. I'll say that you can choose to be safe, no one will talk about you, and then you're not going to talk anything, and you're not going to be authentic. You're not going to have to advocate for things that you think should be done the right way. So that's my point.
Okay, we've been talking about building ourselves, portraying this image. But then again, aren't we forgetting about being true to ourselves, like who we really are? Because if we are talking about building, like portraying someone for them to see, but is this the person that we really are? Because I might be portraying to be a feminist, like you mentioned, but then again, I go to another account. I'm not a feminist, like objective to that. So I feel like, then again, I feel like it's also about being fearful, to live in fear. Like if I be myself, they're going to criticize about me. If I'm a politician and then I post about my traveling, where I went and everything, they're going to be judging me, criticizing me. But then I'm worried because if we keep saying we are trying to protect ourselves, protecting our image, are we really being ourselves at the end of the day? Because I don't think you are going to be happy or enjoy life if you are really trying to be someone, portraying someone. Like you're not that person. You get my point?
Yeah, we get your point. For what you are saying, I think better for those who has high profiles is better to show truly who you are. For instance, if you, as she said, if you went like to beach and you are a politician or you has a high status, you have people who follows you and he watch your move a daily. So I think from what you said, it's better to show who you are and to respect yourself where you are. If you went out and take some pictures, you're gonna post it, we're gonna see it, and we're gonna attack you if it's badly. So for better, I think when you go out and you are in high status, there is people who follow you who gonna watch your moves. It's better to go respect yourself. Dress according to where you are and try to match to your status. You got me? And when you take pictures, when you show us on the internet, we're gonna see the truth of who you are. You went out, you enjoyed, and you was respected.
I support where if you have a big post, even if you the celebrities, you know, even in the government, if you get that you have a big post, make sure you know the strategies you are going to manage the audiences. So even this digital identity, if you choose to join, you know, there are some people who are not having any account on these online platforms. So if you decide to join these digital platforms, immediately your identity is going to be there, either real you or not you. Make sure the audiences, because online most of audiences you don't know them. Okay, so make sure what you are going to do on those platforms. How are you going to manage the audience? They don't know you, you don't know them, and everyone has everyone has the chance or ability to respond according to his or her way, according to what you published from your platforms. There are some people, even there are celebrities who don't like to give some interviews. Our brother said about the journalist, nowadays you cannot know who is real journalist, who is not real journalist, because at the morning I wake up, I create YouTube channel, I buy microphones, I brand my microphones, like, and that media house is not registered, is no longer anywhere. So I go to the road, there is maybe an accident, I have a microphone, no one is going to ask me what are you going to do. I do everything I want, I post. That is that one who is in accident or criminal is going to be attacked by someone who is not I don't know how I can say, who is not real, who is not, we don't know how we are going to define who is going to publish me. For example, I fear because of my identity, I fear to take a bus sometimes because of the audience I have. So you may be here in here is Nyanza. I may be here in Kichuchiro, but because I know there are the audience I have in Lemera, if I reach there, I will not take a bus. I will take a bike because of removing how the audiences or the people know me there, how they will take me, because they yes, that's an example. So on digital identity, you first know how you are going to manage the audiences, whether you know them or you don't know them.
Can I say something?
Can you have a clear digital identity when you don't have a real defined identity in real life? No. Is it possible?
No.
What? Repeat.
Is it possible to have a well-defined digital identity while you don't have like a well-defined identity in real life?
Yes. Yes.
She's an actress. I think she can answer.
That's an interesting question because I find it much easier to have a defined digital identity than a defined identity in real life. Because real life me is multifaceted. I have many passions. I have many contradicting likes and like. I'm a whole full person and I'm changing every day. But online, I can curate myself. You know, if you spend 24 hours with me, you're going to see everything. The good, the bad, and the crazy, and the ugly, you know? Online, I can choose to only show you the pretty. So that's, it's not fake. It's one part of my identity, you know, that I'm choosing to share. So it's about control. And I feel like your image or your personality is much easier to curate and control through any type of medium, really, than in reality, because you can create like a controlled environment to shoot your TikTok, but reality is so unpredictable and spontaneous, and it's much more easy to slip up. Yeah.
Yeah. In addition to what she said, I think everyone has an identity and he has a nature. So to have it digital, I think is the same as to have it offline. So to make it online, you choose what you show people. Yeah, I think for everyone has identity. So to make it digital is your choice. What you're gonna show us, so I think is your choice. But for me, I think everyone has it.
I would say everyone has identity, but then again, when it comes to being intentional about the identities we carry, here comes another aspect of having control towards the identity you have. Otherwise, you may not clever as a journalist, and someone knows me as a drunkard, and then like there's no common thing that defines who you are when like three people sit here. And I don't think, if that's the case, I won't say that you have an identity. Yes.
You have it.
You are multi-talented.
Like being multi-talented is really good.
You got
being
it. You got it.
I think you can.
You got there. He is a multi-talented. Is it not identity?
If you yes, you can be multi-talented. You can be like as you say it. Someone put it as if it's something negative, but I think it's you can be. We are diverse within ourselves. But again, if you don't like own that, if you don't have control of how like you present yourself, I won't say that you are aware of your identity. I'll regard that as identity crisis. because I can choose to be a comedian, and if I have control over that, that's okay. I'll be okay if I meet you on the road and say, hey, comedian, I'll be okay. If I meet you, if I meet the other person, they say, hey, pastor, I'll be okay. But if like I don't even know what I can call myself, I don't think I'll have that would be a defined identity. And if I don't have that in real life, I think in the digital space, yes, it's possible, as you said, because it's something controlled. But again, it's so hard to control that digitally if you can't control that in real life. That's my
I think what you're saying is really important, because like you're touching on the fact that your audience shapes your identity almost as much as you do because of how they view you. And it's very tempting on platforms because of the engagement, right, to play to what your audience likes. You know, you talked about a woman posting a bikini pic and getting a lot of new followers for it. So she'll do it over and over again. It's very tempting to consistently play towards your audience, but if you keep playing to your audience to please them, they own you. You know, they own your identity and they own your brand. And when you want to change or you want to grow, like right now I'm trying to shift my content, and like people low-key ain't having it. I'm joking. It's just that the engagement is much lower, and that does affect you emotionally. So I think like in creating a digital identity, it is very important to come with a strong sense of self and a commitment to your authenticity, and of course appropriately showing all aspects of yourself that you can and you feel comfortable with.
I totally agree with her. And yeah, an identity to me, I believe it's something you believe in. It's something you take ownership of. Like I am this, and it goes like this. Yeah, I am this and I'm this.
This is what I stand for. Yeah. This is what I stand against.
And then if you allow, what everyone kept on bringing up here, if you allow your audience to define your own identity, that's where you'll find yourself not being truly yourself, and then fearing to be cancelled because you've allowed what you said. You've allowed a whole group of strangers to own you, to like have entitlement on your identity. So if you don't really take ownership of who you want to be on the internet, you end up that's where even depression comes from, because you're like, I'm not really who I want to be, and now I'm trying I constantly have this kind of anxiety that I'm going to be cancelled if I deviate and go into this now, because you've allowed to give you an identity. So I really agree with her.
Yeah, me, you have said many things, so I try to keep up with all the opinions that everyone was saying. So that led me to this thing of self-awareness, and this is a lifelong. I can say it's a lifelong journey. So because we don't usually get to reach the peak of our own self-aware, so we usually find ourselves adapting to different things, right? And when it comes to the digital identity, so usually it's something that is predetermined, right? So it has some defined characteristics, right? If you are into journalism, there are some characteristics of the journalist. So that means if you create a digital identity of yourself as a journalist, then you have to meet those characteristics and requirements, right? And when you choose another identity, so usually there are other requirements of it. But when it comes to make it something that is truly yourself, so it becomes challenging, because if you open a social account, so that means things are no longer private. So yeah, so that means you are going to tailor your content to your audience, because so there may be two things. You may open an account just to be yourself, just put things randomly, but the target is not to get followers. You don't want people to follow you. You don't want anyone to just come and see your things. But because you post it, that means you may allow some people to come and see what you want. Because like you may say, I want my friends to see my life updates, right? But when it comes to make it professional, so you are an artist, you are a footballer, you are an actress, you are an actor, you are a musician. So that content will be restricted to your audience and your profession, because that social account is no longer personal. It is a way of earning living. So that means you'll be having a fear of being cancelled, because if you change something else, so you may lose out some of the audience and lead to your, I can say, not to be developed. But if you be, like, for example, we may know some of the comedians online. We just knew them because they were funny. But in real life, they doesn't have that kind of humor. Maybe those are the jokes that they pick from ChatGPT. And then they come and then do the content of the jokes that they found on ChatGPT, and then they get famous. And there be someone else who is just funny by nature. They have good humor, and then yeah,
but exactly it is like that. It's good, but there is a challenge. What challenge is someone can go and create an account in your names just for a purpose of doing things in your names. How can you do on that?
Yeah, so that happens when you are just, that kind of name is your person, it's a brand, and then it is your way of earning living. So it may not even be the way of earning living. You may have a good office job, but online you are a content creator who is just traveling around, just trying the recipes, and then you eat some kind of foods, and then people, they be seeing you as the person who try to do a review of restaurants. But when a person opens an account in your name, that means that social media account was no longer yours. So people usually take advantage of accomplished people, because usually he may say, if I start with my own name and publish the content, I may not get famous. And this happens usually on the content creators. Some people may have some kind of a patent on their content. For example, we know Red Budget, they usually do some kind of documentaries. Yeah, and then we just know him as a person who do the documentary, and people may see that doing documentary is something that is making people famous, and then they just take advantage of that and then go with it. That's how trends works. And this happens on the usernames. If, for example, if you opened Instagram in 2015, 2017, you may find that people usually their names was my name official, something like that. So people take advantage of what's trending, and it usually happens when you are famous. If a person doesn't know you, your account have one follower, no one is going to notice you. But if you get famous and that kind of content has become your way of earning living, that thing is no longer something that you do on habit. So it became something that is professional. Usually people define professional as something that you go sit in office and then you send some documents. No, so you may be a professional content creator. We know some people who usually get famous, they get rich because of that. So that means the social media accounts are their professional ways of earning living. But if it may be a different case, for a minister in a government office, because that government office is their main way of earning living. That means their digital identity must portray what they are doing professionally in order for him to advance more, not just because he enjoys it. Because if he tries to enjoy it, he may lose control of what he posts online. So that means it is kind of difficult to portray yourself truly what you are online and in real life, because yes,
That's why we have private accounts. They are politicians, yeah. Use your private accounts. Put your real life there. I'm gonna watch.
Who you want.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, coming to the end of today's dialogue, we have talked the whole time about identity and being cancelled. I would love for us to start as young people coming up and using the social media. Do you think we should be scared of cancelling, or do you think we should just be brave and put our truth out there? You can just give a simple yes or no.
For me, it's difficult. But everyone has a positive and negative, so balance it.
To me, I think we shouldn't be cancelled. No, we shouldn't fear being cancelled out, because I think so many things gets to our minds and our heads. So, like, same like to me, if I'm a user, I use internet or the digital platforms. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal, because not everything is like a big deal. And even people who uses it behind, like people who watches you, your fans, your audience, they shouldn't take it personal. Like, today I might have this identity. Identities change people. Today I might be this someone, and then the next day I'm someone else. So
I think that as long as your identity aligns with your goals, whether they're professional or personal, that's the most important thing. And then those goals need to be rooted in your authenticity. If you can do those two things, you don't need to fear being cancelled.
Me, truly, on my digital identity, I prefer I can be myself on digital platforms, on digital identity, but in 70%, but other 30%, I don't publish real me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, for me, I think I believe in being true to yourself and being true and being authentic as much as you can. But also, we are the one doing the canceling. We are the one making fun of others. Let's be kinder. Let's acknowledge that we are humans. You know, if we are seeing someone, maybe they posted something tortured, or maybe they messed up, we had something happen. Let's not be rude. You know, like we be aggressive, we attack them, we judge them. Like, we are all humans, you know. It happens. People mess up. And let's be forgiving. If they messed up, then they are humans. Let's give them a second chance. Like, you see people, like something happens like 2 years back, and then we bring it back, we be like, so you think we forgot that you messed up here? Hey, you see, people do that. Huh? So let's try to be a little kinder and nicer. Thank you.
For me, I think we should be fear. We should be scared of being cancelled, because we have to look at the impact of that digital identity in our real life. So because we have to build our own armor, sometimes you may fake a given personality and character online just to protect yourself. Can I give an example as a closing? So you may have to be a comedian, someone that they know that you are a kind of person, but usually you are rude by nature, and then that digital identity is your way of earning living. So that means you have to create a fake personality online so that you keep earning, and then so that fake identity is protecting you from being cancelled. So I think we should be scared of being cancelled as a way of protecting ourselves.
So, giving my conclusion, I would say, as a person, you need first to be true and clear to yourself, first of all. And again, when it comes to having a digital identity, I would say you have to be objective. Being objective allows you to be flexible and adjust where necessary, depending on the what is happening in actually, like what is going on. And then I would say that after being objective, you should be aware of the consequences that might happen. Because even in real life, we do have to fear. There are laws, and if you do this, you are going to be subject to this and that. So I would say, be clear, true to yourself, be objective, and aware of where your action might lead you. Thank you.
Don't fear, okay? Don't fear. And good luck with your contents. And you shouldn't fear about being cancelled, because I think people won't stop talking. They're going to speak their minds, they're going to talk their minds however they feel it. As long as you opened the comment section, the comment box, you can just hide it if you don't want that. Okay? Or maybe put a private account if you want that too. Or maybe a professional account. So basically, you're going to be talking about business only. So, yeah, or log off, okay? So I think once you put your account there, once you log in, you're active, okay? You want to be active, you want to see, you want to view, you want to comment, share, like, or dislike. I might dislike your work, yes. You're not perfect, okay? I'm not too. So my work might not be, interesting at all to some people, maybe the Gen Zs, or maybe, it will depend on whoever I want to attract. But I would just encourage you guys, oh my God, sit down, okay? Pray hard. Use your AI tools so that you can beat, the points you want to go further, and make those connections mentally, stable. If you are mentally stable, you're gonna make it without hesitation. And pray hard, okay? Pray God. Amen. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'll keep mine super brief. Fear none, respect all. If you have your truth, say it. And if the whole world wants to attack you for it, well, you can fight them. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Gateway to East Africa. What if your child's first step into school was their very first step into the future? At Akons International School, every classroom is a launchpad. Every child uniquely known. Every lesson a spark of discovery. Our world-class facilities, including the guided reading program, don't just build skills, they build confidence. From sports to science From music to languages, your child is never boxed in. Clean spaces, happy faces, global minds rooted in care. Because at Acorns International School, wellness, discipline, and joy go hand in hand. We offer Cambridge International program from early years to A levels. Choosing a school isn't just an academic decision. It's a decision about trust, care, and possibility. Imagine more for your child. Choose us today. Because at Acorns International School, we inspire and empower. Welcome to Acorns International School, Kigali.
Gateway to East Africa.